Hey guys, what's going on? Alright, this is Dr. Bagley just here outside on this snowy day on this little path of mine. But anyway, today I want to talk to you about boredom. What would happen if I actually stayed on this path and do this path every single day? What would happen? Well, what would happen is boredom will set in. And I'm the kind of guy I need to get out, to explore. If I don't get out and explore, like new paths, you can't see it, there you go, boredom will set in. Well, it's not just boredom, but for the body itself, you'll get to a point where you get stagnant. But the nature of a person like myself, boredom will get set in. This is why I just can't go to the gym. This is why I just can't not change around the house. This is why I am not working on a job. Because I know myself. I know that I will get bored very quickly if I'm not challenged, if the environment doesn't change a little bit, if I'm not exploring, kind of deal. And so to be in a relationship with a guy like me, you have to understand, well, you really don't have to understand, but the whole point is a guy like me needs to change his environment, needs to explore a little bit. Understand that I need to find a new path out there. I need not a job, but that's why I'm an entrepreneur for as long as I have been. My house has changed quite a few times over my years. And so the idea is I need this change. Every person has something about them that there has to be a change. Some people like their job. Some people don't like their job. It just depends on the person. And so every relationship, now when I say relationship, I'm talking about there's a relationship between the path, there's a relationship with my job, there's a relationship with the house, there's a relationship with people. And so in this context, the relationship with people, they have to understand who you are. But how do you have them understand who you are? Is by being who you are. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? And that simply means this. I know who I am. I know who I am. I'm an adventurous kind of guy, right? I like to get out. I like to explore. I like to travel. I like to change and take a break and these kind of things. And so in this context, because I know what I like, there's a certain type of person to be with. And I understand that. But in a lot of relationships, there's boredom that's set in. And because it's boredom that's set in, that boredom can express itself through other means like frustrations and anger is one of them. How do we get out of boredom? How do we get out of boredom? Well, it's hard because it's an individual position. So if you do have a question, please let me know. But the whole point is, first thing is you have to understand who you are, and then you have to understand who your partner is, right? If you're the type of person who likes security, and that security is a solid house, a nice job to work at continuously, things like that. But your partner, on the other hand, seems to be like an extrovert who likes to go out and have fun and so on and so forth. It's not that it can't work. It's Do you understand them? Do you trust them? And so on and so forth. Because you can't stop a person for what and who they are. I mean, I can get a job and work at a place. I can get a house and stay in one location. I can do all of that, but you wouldn't like me. So sometimes you got to follow one path and go to another path that leads you to another place. And for me, that's just what I am. I know who I am. I know the kind of guy I am. And so likewise, if you know who you are, you can better suit who you are. Don't change who you are just to fit in somebody else's program. That will turn out to be extremely boring. No, you have to find out who you are and do you. What makes you happy? Now, your partner, after finding out who you are, I guess you could say next is to communicate with your partner, expressing, like for example, myself, expressing that, I don't need you to come with me, but I do like to get out and explore in the cold while it's snowing. I do like to travel. I do like to become an entrepreneur. I don't work for no one. I'm an entrepreneur. That's what I do. Sometimes we have money, sometimes we don't, kind of deal. And my partner either has to be compatible to me or very understanding of me, right? She has to be understanding or compatible, meaning that she want to come out with me, or understanding, well, she's at home asleep while I'm out here exploring and having fun in the snow. And when I come home, I go to my work. But my work is an entrepreneurship type work. And so that communication between your partner and yourself to understand so they can understand who you are, so they can give you that freedom of being who you are, right? And then the third part is you have to understand them. And likewise, you have to trust them. You have to, well, that trust has a border of boundaries. We just don't trust anyone who goes to the bar and get drunk or drinks and all that kind of stuff. At least that's for me now. I don't know about you. But anyway, you got to listen to your partner, and you have to understand where your partner is. And if you're compatible with your partner, that's great. And if you're not compatible, are you at least understanding of who they are? And then there's some times where you have to allow them to be who they are. And then the hope is to come back together and we work together on a certain thing, like raising kids, pay bills, and things of that nature. So those things is what is also hard, finding a person who's compatible, or you and them understanding you and them. It is hard, but you got to take your time. And until you find someone, you enjoy what you can enjoy. All that for me. But for someone else, it's let them enjoy. But when you do get into a relationship or you find someone that you really want to be with, either you're compatible or you're understanding, but communication is the key. Communicate. Sometimes you have to over communicate to make sure you build that trust, right? And then once that happens, you allow them to be them, They allow you to be you. You guys have an understanding of each other, and trust is there. And who knows, over time will continuously happen, and then you'll just grow into each other. At least that's the hope. There's no guarantees of nothing, but that's a good start. And if you can start with these things that we're talking about, understanding yourself, understanding them, over communicating, then hopefully we can minimize the boredom, right? You can't 100% take it away. Sometimes we have to deal with it, but you can minimize it. And if you can do that, that will hold together a relationship better than if you don't do anything at all. So anyway, I hope that somewhat makes sense of what I'm saying, and if nothing else, I hope you enjoyed the beautiful surrounding. I know you can't see it, but that's a nice little drop right there. But I'm debating going down in this weather. But anyway, so I will talk to you guys soon. Let me know what you guys think below. And if you do have any questions, comments, or concerns, please do not hesitate in letting me know, messaging me, and we'll go from there. All right, guys, have a great day or night, wherever you are in this world. Bye-bye.